y'all hearing about it, man. The big beautiful bill, the big beautiful bill. Man, big beautiful buy Bitcoin, bro. Buy the big beautiful Bitcoin. If y'all seeing this, I'm sure y'all probably got some details about it. Really, I'm not really getting into the specifics about it. I'm just worried about the financial side of it. They're talking about this bill can add $5 trillion of debt over the next decade. And Clear Value Tax made a great point saying that that's $5 trillion from one bill. You feel me? That's before, something happens and we need another bailout, right? Like what happened in 2020 when we printed all of that money. What happened in 2008 when they printed all the money for the banks. That's before a country calls us up and they say they need help. They need another $60 billion, $50 billion. So that's all $5 trillion coming from one bill. So what that means for our dollar, what that means for our debt, we're just digging ourselves into a deeper hole. We're just digging ourselves into a deeper hole. And like I said, I don't want to talk too much about policy and stuff, or the administration, but this is doing the opposite of what the plan was. You get what I'm saying? We're supposed to be trying to get rid of as much debt as possible. And this is basically just going against that. So I'm starting to lose more and more hope when it comes to the dollar, when it comes to the future and the future health of our economy. But really more importantly, the dollar, right? Because if we continue to show the world that the dollar is useless, the dollar is just imaginary, and we can make it spend as much of it as we want to, eventually they're going to start treating the dollar like that. You feel me? They're going to start losing hope in it. And, the de-dollarization, people turning away from the dollar, people not looking to use the dollar as much anymore, is very possible. We already got BRICS. We already got people who are trying to make this happen. So, and that was before they really had to, before the foot was really on their neck to really say, like, America is tripping what they're spending. America's tripping with what they're doing to the dollar. So yeah, man, the debt is going to be tremendous. I don't know how we're going to get out of this hole besides trying to just print more money. Inflation going higher, the value of your savings, the spending power of your dollar going down. So all of this is just pointing to just buying Bitcoin. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm tired of trying to tell my friends and family. You feel me? Yesterday I was driving home thinking about this, like thinking about making this video. I was too tired to make the video yesterday. But I'm trying to tell my friends and family, and it's like I'm just yelling into the void. I can't keep yelling into the void. If I am, I might as well hop on YouTube and yell into the void where people can possibly find it, that are looking for it, or that are interested, or like-minded. But yeah, y'all gotta buy Bitcoin, man. $1 a day, $3 a day, $5 a day, whatever you can do. Because at this rate, it's looking really bad. And again, that's a projection for debt being added over the next 10 years. So please don't be afraid of thinking with a long-term mindset. And that's not even really long-term. That's like short to mid-term, 10 years. We're getting old. Time is moving. It's, we're not in elementary school anymore when the summer feels like a decade. You feel me? 10 years is gonna go. So if we're talking about what our financial system can look like in 10 years because of this debt that happened, that was caused 10 years prior, we really, really need to prepare. And we can do that by buying Bitcoin. And it's to the point where even the smallest amount of Bitcoin in 10 years is going to be making a huge difference. It's going to be making a huge difference. So it's really changing the narrative, stacking for savings. I got people, the people I hang out with, the people I'm with, everybody's trying to get some money. Everybody's starting a business. Everybody has something that they're into, which is great. But again, that's for currency that means nothing. You feel me? They're grinding, they're putting in all of this work, and then in another year, in another 2 years, they're basically moving backwards because all they just worked for and saved is losing value every day. So Yes, save for an emergency fund, save for immediate spending, right? Save to start the business if you must. But if you're generating money, if you having some type of motion, if you're generating cash flow, please put some of it into Bitcoin. And even if you're not, try to, of course, I always say save to invest. You gotta save first, right? So that still stands what I just said, but the smallest amount, I don't know, please try to, like, it's like the future is dead ass dependent on this. Your future is dead ass dependent on this. Because I'm not sure where we're headed with the dollar. I'm not sure where we're headed. Inflation is already out of control. And there's no, when stuff like this happens, there's no signs that we're trying to fix it or that it's getting fixed. So we really got to take matters into our own hands. And this is one of the only opportunities when we have been able to be empowered like this. Bitcoin is one of the only times where we've been able to empower ourselves and take control of our money, right? We have no control over, you can save as much as you want. You have no control over how much they're going to print, how much they're going to spend for no reason, how much they're going to drive your money into the ground, the money you saved, how much they're going to make that vanish. They can do that. Turn a printer on and just destroy all of your hard work, right? But Bitcoin, they can't go and do that. They can't devalue your Bitcoin the same way that they can do with the money right now, right? So this is a tremendous opportunity for us to just empower ourselves and kind of secure our financial future, because things are looking really uncertain right now. You feel me? Like I said, buy big, beautiful Bitcoin. If that's what we're talking about, if everybody's so worried about how the debt ceiling is raised and how this is added, what, 2 trillion or something, a trillion already, just from the tax cuts and stuff like that. We can't just keep sitting around and oohing and ahhing about it, right? I'm seeing it on the news, I'm seeing a bunch of YouTube videos about it. We have to try to start making some type of, not change, because there's not much we can do about it, but we have to change our actions. You feel me? We got to do what we can do in this situation. So that's my advice to y'all, man, is just make sure y'all stacking sats. That's what they say. Buy whatever you can afford, whether it's $1 a day. I'm trying to tell you it's going to add up. That's $365 at the end of the year. It might not seem like much, but your dollar is vanishing, right? The same $365 at the end of the year in USD is not going to be $365. So that should tell you something, right? I know it's hard to you probably think you're late for the people who aren't in. I know it's hard to really imagine like $300 making a difference. It's definitely hard to imagine now, but when you look at the reality, it's like every dollar that ass counts. You feel me? Think about how it is when you get $1 raise, right? Or you go to work and they give you a 25-cent raise per hour. Now it makes a difference. You get what I'm saying? But you look at, $365 in Bitcoin, I'm too late, it's not going to do anything. Yeah, maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in the next year. But at least you're putting yourself in a situation to combat what's happening right now. You feel me? At least you're putting yourself in a situation to combat what's happening right now. Because again, if you don't do anything, you're just going to see diminishing returns, right? You're just going to be impacted by this. You're not going to have anything to counteract the inflation, right? At least with Bitcoin can appreciate while everything else depreciates. At least that's the case. So let me know how y'all feeling about this, man. Let me know what actions y'all taking when it comes to this. I know a lot of people talking about leaving America. I don't, I can't say that much, right? But there are things that we can do. I think those people are more so the people who aren't aware of stuff like this, right? They just feel helpless, like they have no options or no control over their future. And I understand that. But again, like an opportunity like this is definitely putting the power back in our hands. The little bit of power that there is putting it back in our hands. So yeah, man, y'all let me know how y'all feeling. Leave a like and subscribe. I might have to keep talking about the Bitcoin. Like I said, I'm yelling into the void when it comes to my friends and family. I might have to just get on here and rant because I feel like this is super powerful. I feel like it's major. And a lot of people feel like it's too late, or they're still uneducated about it, or they're still unsure. It's no more time to be unsure. It's no more time to be unsure about it. It's too many things happening in front of us where it's like, what else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? You gonna sports gamble your way out of this? Like, you have no choice, bro. You have no choice.